get into war here in the United States, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and Osama bin Laden, and terrorism, and all the other isms? Do you know what the United States spends on military hardware, personnel, and all the rest in 1 year? 1 year is $500 billion. 1 year.
Yeah, and as a percentage, it's about the same as we waste on healthcare.
$500 billion.
It's about the same as we waste on healthcare.
Every other nation on this planet, and yet the United States can equal the defence costs, the armoury costs of every other nation on this planet on its own. Plus, they spend, the United States, in 1 year, $71 billion on research into
that's
armaments,
nothing. They've got a $2.3 billion budget. They've got a $2.3 billion budget. So $73 billion is nothing.
And you don't want to hear it.
Why don't you put it in percentage terms? Why don't you put it in percentage terms?
$500 billion.
Yeah, and that's less than 25% of their
by the
budget.
United States on its military apparatus.
That's less than 25%. We waste 40% on Social Security. What are you talking about?
Doesn't want to hear it.
No, you want to
Why?
misrepresent it by saying as figures instead of as a percentage. If you quote it as a percentage, you'll put a bit more reality into it.
I'm quoting it internationally. I just said to you.
But they've got a $2.3 billion. Yeah, they've got more than 300 million.
Per capita, but I can tell you what it is internationally. What the United States spends on its military in 1 year is the equivalent of every other nation in 1 year.
Yeah, because they've got the biggest military.
Have you got that?
So that's not bad.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course I understand that.
189 nations. One of the 189
includes
spends
Tonga.
the same amount as the other 188. You got that?
Yeah.
You got that?
But have you seen how small some countries are? And America's got 300 million.
Well,
of course it makes a difference. Of course it's going to make a difference. Well, in other words, you're trying to misrepresent it. You're trying to misrepresent the argument.
How big is China? They're all bigger than the US.
Yeah, but it's pretty.
How big is India?
It's
bigger than the US.
It's pretty cheap to buy a soldier in China compared to a US soldier. You know what I mean?
The US.
No, it's not.
Okay, we go through all the countries. We do Europe.
It's about 7%.
Want to do Europe? You know, I'm talking about one country, the United States, spend just as much as every other country in totality.
That's their business. Who are you to tell them what they should spend their money on?
And you're still making a noise.
No.
Hasn't it sunk in?
Hasn't it sunk into you that another country can spend their money however they want?
Don't you like the exposing what is actually going on?
So you're saying we should waste our money on healthcare, but they shouldn't waste their money on something they want to do it?
I'm talking about their budgetary expense on military hardware,
it's
training,
less than 25%.
Research. I've already said it. How many times have I got to repeat it?
You don't have to repeat it.
It is the greatest spender on military by far against any other measure with any other country on this planet.
So,
you got that?
Congratulations to them.
Is that sunk in?
Congratulations to them.
Good. And so you can now understand why the Americans can stay in Iraq for the next 100 years if they want to, because they've got massive budget disposable.
They have to stay there.
They have to stay there, do they? Why do they have to stay there? No one asked them. No one invited them there. The average Iraqi doesn't want Americans there, not in their current
they're not there for Iraqis.
They don't. The Iraq. Who toppled Saddam Hussein? The Americans.
Don't go thinking for a minute that
Who toppled
the Iraqis.
Who toppled the Iraqi government illegally? They never had permission from the international world stage. They never had any right to do that.
Well, listen, did Australia get permission when it went into Indonesia to separate East Timor? No.
They may have been criminal in the way they did things, but they were still a sovereign government, and they were recognised by the United Nations as a sovereign government.
Well, like the sovereign government of East Timor.
Saudi Arabia, they do pretty bad things to their people. The Egyptians do pretty bad things. You can list a whole host of countries, but they all international entities. They have sovereign rights.
No, they have no rights.
The United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia, permission, legal permission, or rights. There's no excuse
from the ICC. Is that what you're saying?
And throw their government out.
Are you saying the ICC should give them permission?
That was illegal.
Are you saying they should have gone to the United Nations, asked them for permission?
They can't
If it was legal, would you support it?
Sorry?
If it was legal, would you support it? It would still end up playing out the same way.
If Kofi Annan had said yes, then you would have bowed down and said it's okay.
You said, okay, go ahead, invade Iraq.
Saddam Hussein, in his regime...
Whether it's legal or not?
The whole modus operandi behind the invasion...
I'm an independent, I told you that.
Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. Have you got that? That was the reason. Have you got that?
Yeah, let me put it this way. I think the guy who lost his son because he got hit by an American missile wouldn't really care about legalities.
Say that?
I think any Iraqi who lost family or friends or loved ones because of American military action probably wouldn't really care too much about whether Kofi Annan said yes or no.
Saddam Hussein...
He got bigger issues.
Saddam Hussein did bump off some of his own people internally, plus the other Shiites.
But I understand now, if the UN says no, you don't do it. That's right.
He was ruthless. There's no doubt about that.
It's amazing how
he had to be.
Not a real country.
Well, the Middle Eastern region is very tribal. It operates on a tribal basis.
And that's the problem, because what the British did is they drew up this artificial border. They called everything within Iraq. And now everyone's going around saying we're Iraqis, but they're not. Yeah. It's a British construction.
Now the Americans...
The Sunnis, the Shiites...
But as long as it's legal, that's all Richard cares about. As long as it's legal.
Into attacking...
What it is...
Kuwait.
What the Americans...
Kuwait, by the way, was part of Iraq prior to the British breaking it up.
You were just talking about sovereign states before.
They're actually invading
You were just espousing the virtues of a sovereign state.
Sense. But the Iraqi regime at the time, under Saddam Hussein, they believed that the United States, and they did, give them the okay. They would have done it otherwise. They give them the okay to invade Kuwait. What happened after they invaded Kuwait? They then said, oh, you can't do that. It's against international law, blah, 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 blah.
Your argument, the same argument you had a minute ago.
And you know what the Americans